Teaching can get hectic at the best of times, so to have some websites in your back pocket that you can reach for in a pinch or when you are planning is absolutely essential. Today I want to share with you 5 incredible free web tools that you are going to want to add to your arsenal. So these 5 websites that I'm going to show you are going to help you stay organized, they're going to help you manage your class, and they're going to give you some quick and engaging literacy and numeracy activities. Let's get straight into it. It's pretty wild how many times a day you get interrupted or taken off class and asked to do something that you weren't expecting. So I always like to have a place where I can go to grab some very, very quick images that I can use for writing prompts or comprehension lessons. The first one that I like to use is called Once Upon a Picture. It's a website that's created by teachers, pretty much for teachers. It has an incredible amount of different creative images that are also linked with different questions and prompts that you can use to unlock your kids' curiosities. You simply need to find an image that sparks your interest or your students, go to it, and it has a list of questions that you can use to prompt your class, or you can use it as a simple writing prompt. There are different types of collections. There is a character collection, fiction question, inferencing collections that you can use for specific lessons that you're planning to teach. So for example, these are all prediction pictures that are going to help for lessons about predicting. And as I said before, they all come with a bunch of questions that you can use to prompt your class and generate some wonderful ideas in a pinch. Similar to Once Upon a Picture, this is my go-to for quick math activities. It's called Which One Doesn't Belong, and it has different windows where you need to determine a reason for which one doesn't belong. There are 3 different types of ones. There are shapes, numbers, and graphs and equations. For a primary setting, stay away from the graphs and equations, probably a bit out of their ability range. So you could go to the shapes one, for example, and there are no answers, which is what I love about it. You can throw this up on the board and your kids can have a look, and their job is to determine which of these images does not belong in the window. So in the number one, if you are looking at this first number one here, 9, 16, 25, and 43. There are so many different answers and every single one of them can be correct as long as the kids justify them. My favorite thing about it is that it is essentially built-in differentiation, because your higher ability kids are going to see something that your lower ability kids don't. So for example, in this first one, they might say that the 9 is the odd one out because it's a single digit number. You might see that the 2-digit numbers all add up to 7 when the first number is only a 9. You might find that the 9, the 16, and the 25 are all square numbers, while the 43 isn't. There are so many different ways that your kids can interpret this that it opens up the door to so much valuable maths discussion. And honestly, I wouldn't overthink it. I would just throw them up on the board and just see what your kids come out with. They will surprise you. You'll be shocked about what they come out with. The next one is called Bouncy Balls, and it's one of my favorite ways to manage classroom noise through visualization. So you go to the website bouncyballs.org, you hit start bouncing. Your device is going to need to have a microphone, or is going to need a microphone connected to it. You simply allow it to connect and the balls bounce. And they bounce depending on how much noise level is in the classroom. So you can turn the sensitivity up so it increases with the noise level, or you can turn it down depending on whatever the task is that you're doing. You can increase the total number of balls there are. You can play with the theme. So there is numbers at the moment, but you can change it to the plastic balls. You can change it to emojis. You can change it to eyeballs if you really want to freak a class out. There is a noise level alert. So I'm going to turn the sensitivity up. And if you turn on the alert, it's going to tell them that they're too noisy, or it's going to shush them, which I find hilarious, or it beeps if you want it to. Now, I don't particularly like the beep personally. I like no sound on there, but the key with this web tool, you need to prep your class. Do not put this on there and just expect your kids to follow it, because I guarantee you are very quickly going to discover that somebody in your class has just developed a cough all of a sudden. So you will need to prep them beforehand, set the expectation and teach them how to use this and its purpose before you just throw it on the screen and hope that it works. The next one I want to show you is my favorite brain break tool. I use this pretty much every single day. The website is called freesimon.org. Head over to it and you might remember it from your childhood. It's a simple activity of following the lights and sounds for as long as you can. Put it up onto your smartboard and follow the pattern. So you can play this as a whole class, or you could play it individually. I personally like to use it individually. I'll get one kid up there and they will have a go for as long as they can. I keep a tally on the board so that the kids always have a target to work to. Again, set your expectation. I'm at the point now where if I turn it on and they hear that initial sound that tells them that free assignment is on, the class will go silent. They're immediately ready to participate in the activity and they're ready to go. So it does become a behavior management tool as well if you prep them correctly. And the last one that I want to show you today is called Classroom Screen. This is one of my go-to web tools that I've used every single day for the past 5 years. It is so powerful for keeping me organized and prepared and consistent. I get in early and I have every single hour of my day prepared, ready to go on Classroom Screen so that I have everything in one place at one time. You simply need to create a free account, log in, and then create a workspace. I am going to very quickly show you what it can do for me and how I use it. So this is how I would set up my day. I've got my behavior management timers on the board. I've got the daily routine. I've got a quick check-in to see how my kids are feeling. I've got a very quick name generator for randomly selecting my students, and I've got a countdown for the camp. It also has other screens that you can use and log into for a silent reading activity. It could be for a math activity where you want them to work together in groups, and it's completely free. It does have a paid service that you can use too, but personally, I don't think you need it. It does help if you want to save all your screens, but honestly, you can get away with just the free version. And that's it. They're my 5 go-to websites that I use every single day in my classroom to stay organized, prepared, and manage their behavior. All of these can be used in a pinch or if you're planning for whole lesson sequences. And if you want a more in-depth look in Classroom Screen, click this video right here to see some of the other features and how I use it over the whole day. Otherwise, take care and enjoy.